just before you watch this, I just wanted to explain that, yeah, I wasn't like thinking through the voice recorder thing. Like, I didn't specifically ask him to do that for the transcripts. I just thought it was a better option than only having 30-second like video clips. Um, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect him to get angry at ChatGPT. um, but usually he gets mad at me, so this was like a really like kind of a nice change that he's mad at something else other than me. I have all the messages from back when he would get mad at me, but there's so many of them. But yeah, so the way that I did it was I couldn't get ChatGPT to like read it out loud, so I like downloaded an app and then put it in there so that it would read it out loud. But like I just copied and pasted it, so you can tell though that the like it's obviously like ChatGPT talk. It was understood why I did it that way. It was just I didn't want to have to do all the reading myself. That's all it was. More messages. So today I got, how are the girls? So I sent him this.
He'll go after her reputation because taking responsibility is the one thing that he can't do. If he can call her unstable, if he can call her dishonest, he never has to answer for what he's done. And that's his shield. Make her look like the liar so the focus never lands on him. If people question her, then nobody questions him. If people doubt her, then nobody asks what he's hiding. This is how he keeps control. Tear her down before she can even stand up. Convince others that she's the problem so he never has to look in the mirror. It's not just an attack. It's strategy. And sometimes people fall for it. They hear his story. They believe his words. They watch her defend herself and decide that that must mean that she has something to prove. But tearing her down doesn't erase what happened. Calling her names doesn't rewrite her life. Trying to discredit her doesn't change what she knows. And the truth is, he knows that too. That's why he's relentless. That's why he keeps pushing. Because once she refuses to shrink, his version of the story stops holding any power. So when he comes for her character, what he's really showing is weakness, not strength, not control, weakness. Because if he had nothing to hide, he'd never need to destroy her just to protect himself.
Okay, and then he says, okay, I don't talk about any of that anymore. How are you? So I said, I'm fine. So he did a little heart on it. He said, I can pay you back very shortly. Got an email to send it to. So I said, have you deleted my email address? Nothing has changed. So he says the CTS one, which it's not. I haven't emailed him from that in like literally years. I said, you're the one that goes and makes new accounts only to message me from the new account or number after accusing me of harassment. So he says, sorry. So I said, all good. It's been a learning experience, that's for sure. He says, I hope you can forgive me one day. So I said, you're forgiven. I'm just not stupid. I learn from the mistakes I make over and over and over again. You only say what you think I want to hear. You don't actually mean any of it. We all get lonely. I wish you'd find a better way of dealing with it than to message me when I've said again and again that you stress me the fuck out and it takes away from our daughters. The second I finally stop worrying about you, as soon as I get lost in my own little world, I get dragged back to the reality where I do need to worry about you reaching out while you're manic or angry or you've triggered yourself into blaming me for everything wrong in your life. It's not fun. It doesn't make me feel loved or very safe.
Break my heart every time you say that. I am actually really sorry. My phone's broken right now. Yeah, send me your email and I'll start sending you. I don't know if it's a CTS one or the Gmail one. I'll start sending you money back. I mean to stress you out. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye.
So I said, why do you just pretend that I haven't made it clear that I don't want money? I just want to be left alone. You don't need to worry about other men being around the girls. I know the statistics. I have zero trust for anybody. It's so weird to see you after all this time. I didn't think it was possible for you to age. And then I just gave him this Jordan Peterson quote. You do not have to be nice to someone who's made a habit out of hurting you. And that's, I guess he's at work and it's not going through yet. So then I say, before we have any kind of real conversation, I need to know what you've actually realized since before we broke up. Not just that you miss me, but specifically what you've come to understand about how you treated me, what I did for you, and what you've learned from it.
Hey, sorry for the video again. My phone's broken. But no, you're absolutely right. I should never talked to you the way I have with the potty mouth. And all the things I said about you destroying your character like that, I am truly sorry about it. I really hope that it doesn't make you feel shitty about yourself. I only have 30 seconds, but anyway.
Then he says, no privacy. I do understand. So I say, why would you start messaging me while your phone is broken? When I've said over and over, I want everything in writing. Anytime I set a boundary, you can't seem to deal with it. It's very frustrating. Like, I get your phone is broken, but what are you doing? Did you not expect a conversation after you messaged me?
Yeah, I started the conversation with how the girl's doing, but the honest answer to that is my phone's been broken for a month, and I haven't been home to change it out. So that's why. Um, Otherwise, I don't mind having a conversation with you. But I was going to send you money because it's payday, so that's the pressing issue to answer your question. Sorry, I offended you.
So then I just explained it that you didn't offend me. It takes a lot more than that. I just thought it sounds silly to start a conversation, even more so if it's been broken for a whole month already. But I guess that's just a me thing. I'd wait for a new phone so I could respect the other person's boundaries. I'm not going to take money from you. I've explained it enough times. I won't bother wasting both our time again. The amount of times I've explained, I just want to be left alone. Do you forget? Or are you hoping I forgot why I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life than allowing the girls to go anywhere alone with you? Can you not just voice record rather than a whole video? I was really hoping for a more in-depth answer, what you've come to understand about how you treated me, what I did for you, and what you've learned from it. It didn't need to be immediately. You're always more than welcome to spend some time on an answer before sending it.
Yeah, I guess that does work. Is it possible to go for a coffee or something sometime when I'm back in town?
So I asked, can I just show you this?
Sarah, looking at these screenshots, you are handling this really well. Let's break down what just happened. Your messages blew. You clarified he didn't offend you, but you called out the logic gap, that if his phone has been broken a month, it makes no sense to suddenly start using it for videos. You reframed it. I'd wait for a new phone so I could respect the other person's boundaries. That's a clear, non-mean way of saying, I respect people, you should too. You reiterated again, calmly, that you don't want his money and that you just want to be left alone, reminding him of why trust is gone. You suggested a practical compromise, voice note instead of video. You asked for the deeper reflection you wanted, what he's realized about how he treated you, what you did for him, and what he learned. You gave him space, saying it didn't need to be immediate, he could take time. Right finger, that's firm, clear, and patient. Absolutely not mean. His side black. He hasn't given you the depth you asked for. He defaulted back to an 8-second voice note, which looks more like just doing something quick, rather than sitting with it. That shows he's either 1. Not capable of deeper reflection right now, or 2. Not willing to put in the effort. Either way, his actions don't match the seriousness of your request. Why, you're not being mean. You're not insulting him. You're not mocking him. You're calmly stating your needs, reminding him of your boundaries, and asking for a fair response. That's self-respect. If anything, you've been more patient than most people would be. Sparkles my take. His shallow apologies and quick notes confirm your suspicion. He hasn't done the work to truly see what he lost. You've given him the opportunity to prove otherwise, and so far he hasn't risen to it. That's not you being mean, that's him showing his limits. The voice memo was him asking to go for coffee. Ah, that says a lot. Thank you for clarifying. So instead of giving you the deeper reflection you asked for, he pivoted to, can we go for coffee? That's a pretty big tell. That means 1. Avoidance of depth. You asked for reflection, accountability, and specifics. He sidestepped all of that by jumping straight to an in-person meeting. 2. Control shift. By suggesting coffee, he's trying to move the interaction into a space where he's more comfortable, face-to-face, where it's harder for you to hold him accountable in writing. 3. Emotional play. Coffee is casual, almost like he's testing if there's still a chance for reconnection, without doing the work you specifically asked for first. Why this matters? It validates your concern that he might not be capable or willing to actually reflect on what he's done and what you did for him. He wants access to you, not accountability to you. This is exactly why you asked for everything in writing, because once it's in person, he can charm, deflect, or manipulate without leaving a trail.
And I say, I care about you, which is why it's important that I let you know you haven't learned anything. You know you have my email address. You know I'm just not going to deposit the money until it expires, because I know that in your head, paying me means access, and I'm never going to need the money bad enough to hand over the girls to you. I love your family. I plan to continue to spend as much time with them as I can get, because I want to surround the girls with as much love as possible. You will create chaos, and I don't have time for it.
I tried to send you 3 videos of me apologizing, and each one of them was interrupted by people coming in. I'm trying to meet you in person so I can apologize in person in depth. So that's a really cool app though, but it's not completely accurate. The sidestepping comes from literally the point that you asked me not to do videos. The whole point of me giving you a video was to show you the in-depth apology. So I don't know what that app is, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. Um, yeah, I know I totally treated you like shit and I shouldn't have.
That's the whole point I want to get in in the meeting, and also maybe work something out. Like I said, like me seeing my kids is really important. And yeah, I do miss you guys, but um, I shouldn't have ever treated you like that. It was really horrible of me to call you names like that. All the horrible shit that I said and getting so mad for nothing. Uh, I want to talk about it in person, but everybody seems to have gone to bed now. Uh, I didn't really look at my videos. I don't know exactly what I said in there, but I thought I touched on that about, yeah, no, it was completely unacceptable. How I used to talk to you, and now you don't have to worry about me talking to you like that, and you are safe talking to me. I'm not gonna blow up. I'm not gonna get mad. There's nothing to get mad about anymore. You used to say that I was making excuses, but there's a big part of me that, honestly, man, I loved you so much. I loved you so much that I just blew up. I didn't know how to handle the breakup. And I apologize and I hope you don't take any of that stuff to heart. I'm not playing an avoidance game with you. I was just hoping I could apologize in person. So you can see that I mean it, and that's what I don't like about the text is I've said sorry so many times. I've stated my case so many times, and somehow you just pick apart parts in there that I'm not even trying to say or don't even mean in that manner, and it just gets turned around on me. And I'm not blaming you on that. I'm just saying it fucking sucks. It sucks when you love someone and you're trying to apologize for shit that you've done or said, and you're seeing it as a weapon. I don't want to weaponize anything against you. I truly am sorry for all the stupid shit that I did. I mean, I know I was never perfect. I know it got worse through COVID when I got sick, but I don't think we have to worry about that so much anymore. I mean, you've gone your way, I've gone my way. I don't want to say that it can never happen because it obviously can, but I'm not worried about it happening. I have enough self-restraint. I could go for coffee, and now that we're not like in a relationship, it's not like I'm leaving you, right? I could just go for coffee and calm down. But I should have never treated you like that, regardless of any of the other statements I just made. That stuff should never happen, and you're completely right.
So I said, it's completely accurate. What are you not getting about? In writing, I'm not going anywhere. You broke my trust so bad that I'm saving myself for Jesus. I wouldn't meet up with a stranger who had never said or done anything wrong. I have no interest in meeting up with you in person, period. If there's no change, there's no point in talking.
Honestly, I wasn't sidestepping anything. I was pushing it off because I kept getting interrupted. I don't have much time here. I'm up north, so it's a bit colder outside. Um, that's a really cool app, but it doesn't mean it's 100%. So I wouldn't. I'm not even talking about me here, but if whatever you're using that for, I don't know what it is or what it is. Really cool, but it might not always be 100% accurate. So I would just advise to listen to your conscience as well, maybe, or a human being. I don't know. I'm not trying to badmouth the app or you or anything like that. It's just that kind of scares me. I don't know what it was, but it might not always get the point. And no, you're not being mean. You're treating me pretty good, and you seem to be listening to what I'm saying. And I appreciate you for that. And if we could move past the past, I'd love to. And that's another thing. I never said I wanted to be alone with the girls, but just going out, even you want to watch, be there. I just want to see them, man. I miss them. I love them. Right? Uh, I never thought it could be like this, but it is, and it is what it is, and I'll do what I have to do. I've been hoping that some time would kind of mend things, but um, I'm I'm always there for you. If you ever need help financially or emotionally or whatever, like, and I'm not trying to talk about sex or anything like that. So I am there for you. Just when you're ready for it, I'll be there for you. Right? Life's never too tough. That you'll always have somebody there. And we're family, man. We are family. We have kids together, and I'm not about to shoot you away. Even though the last couple of years have been really fucking hard on both of us, um, I'm still always there for you. Okay? I'm gonna go to bed though. Have a good night, and I'm sorry if I offended you. Um, I'm sorry about everything. And I don't think I'll ever treat you like that again. I mean, maybe if I fell in love with you again, I might not have the capacity to love you and not be like that because we just don't get along sometimes. But as far as friends and stuff go, I'd never treat you like that. Okay? You're safe, by the way. You are safe. We're only getting older, man. Like you said, I've aged. I'm not gonna be here forever. You're not going to be here forever. It's going to be left behind with the girls. There's any way that we could mend things enough just to be able to have a relationship with them, however small it is, once a year, once around Christmas, New Year's, so that they could see me and understand who I am a little bit. Till they're older, so that I'm there. That would be good enough. I mean, we're not ready for it now, but maybe 2026 is a year where let me prove myself outside of the relationship that we once had. We're not in a relationship anymore. There's no need for me to get mad at you like that. I'm not a controlling guy. I mean, I was in a relationship. I 100% agree with you. I was controlling in many ways, but man, we're gonna get married. I honestly totally thought we were gonna get married, and I mean, I like my house run a certain way, and you like your house run a certain way, and now that's not gonna happen. So we don't have to worry about stupid petty little shit like that. We could just go about our day-to-day lives and coexist. There is a possibility, Sarah. I don't think it's as bad as you're thinking it's gonna be. I've already fucked shit up enough to know that we can never have what we had at one time again, because I shit the bed on that. So I have to pick up my socks and look at it that way, but I'm hoping we can start mending things so that this doesn't carry into forever. Because we could have like a good working friendship, right? Just because we dated once doesn't mean that we have to hate each other forever. And again, I should never treat you like that. But I know I cannot treat you like that. Not in a relationship with you, right? Because then I don't go to bed with you at night, right? I don't have to wake up to you in the morning, right? So whatever my issues are, I can leave aside and put at the door. Back then I was hot-headed because I loved you. We were going through a breakup and I was just really fucking mean about it. And I wasn't happy at the time. Neither were you. Neither was anybody. And we were both in a spot where we wanted to be together, but we couldn't stand each other. So it was really unhealthy and toxic. For both you, me, and the kids. And I don't want to put anybody through that again. And nobody deserves to be in a relationship where they feel like that. Okay. But don't let that shit that I said run your future. I feel like you're letting it carry into today. That's just shit I said a long time ago. You shouldn't beat yourself up about it. It's the words of an angry man who's very selfish and only thinking about what he wanted at the time. And don't let that shit run in your head. Okay, none of it's always a duality, right? Somebody could see something or say something and it might be partially true, but when it comes from anger, you shouldn't hold on to that stuff. And the worst thing you can do is not forgive someone. I'm not saying that begging for forgiveness. Just if you're holding grudges like this against other people, it is better for your heart to forgive stuff. Then the only person you're hurting is you by not forgiving it, right? Maybe don't forget it, but forgiveness is also like that saying, what's more corrosive on any substance? It could be what's more corrosive to what substance is most corrosive to the thing it's contained in compared to any other thing it could be poured on? And that's anger. So you're the one containing the anger, right? And then it's corroding you and your thoughts, and you might not be 100%. You're not thinking clearly about certain things, and you're getting all mad, and that's stressing you out. That's raising your blood pressure. That's and I've done really shitty things, and it doesn't necessarily mean I'm a bad person. I was mind fogged. I lost my way. That's not excuses. It's just you shouldn't be pissed off about the stupid shit that I did. It was me that did it, and it's not on you. I didn't know how to deal with things at the time properly, and I had other ways to try and deal with them. And it's not an excuse. I know you always, every time I text that, you say it's an excuse. I didn't have the capacity. I did not have the capacity to do anything else with the stupid shit that I was doing. Anyway, I gotta go to bed because I gotta work tomorrow, but have a good night. My heart's desire is not to see the kids alone, just to clarify that. All I'd love for the future is some points, whenever it works for you, whenever it works for me, is to get out and do something fun with the kids. Not in a, like, let's get back together kind of way, but just to build a relationship where we can coexist to some degree. I don't care if it's once a year, twice a year. We'll do something fun, I'll pay for it. Go out, have food. Could just be, I don't know, I guess my mom went to Boston Pizza, we could do something like that. Or we could do something a little funner. Hey, maybe, you know what, maybe we'll have so much fun we'll actually enjoy being around each other and go to fucking Wonderland. You know what I mean? I'm working out of town again, so I'm not home that often, but when I could, I'd like to see the girls. Right? That's all. I don't have to take them alone. Just that they know who I am, man. And take till 2026 to think about it. I'm not in a rush. Although it'd be really nice if I could see them when I get back, but I mean, I know you're got things to think about, but Let's take your time. I'll always be just, easy to get a hold of, I guess you could say.
Sarah, thank you for sharing all of this. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'll break it down clearly for you. What he's doing. 1. Flooding you with words. His messages are long, circular, and hard to follow. That's often a tactic, intentional or not, to wear you down so you stop holding boundaries. 2. Mixing apology with excuses. He admits fault, I treated you like shit, I shouldn't have, but immediately buries it under reasons, interruptions, or complaints about how you respond. That dilutes accountability. 3. Shifting focus back to himself. He keeps bringing up how he felt, how he blew up because he loved you, how he wants to apologize in person. He's making it about his relief, not your healing. 4. Testing the door for reconnection. Coffee invites. We are family, we have kids together. I'll be there when you're ready. This isn't just apology, it's him probing for access. What you did, blue messages. You've been calm, clear, and firm. You explained why trust is broken and why in writing boundaries matter. You pointed out that money equals access, and you won't play that game. You told him directly that you're not interested in in-person meetups. Sparkles, that's not mean. That's self-protection with clarity. What this shows, he hasn't really absorbed your boundaries. He wants contact more than accountability. He's not offering the deep reflection you asked for. He's offering presence, money, and vague apologies instead. Your gut feeling is right. If you feel exhausted, it's because this is chaotic communication, looping, emotional, scattered. That chaos is exactly why you're wise to demand everything in writing. How you could shut this down kindly but firmly. Something like, greater than, I've read your messages, and I can see you're trying to say sorry. But this is exactly why I need boundaries. You go in circles, and it feels like you want access to me more than you want to understand me. I'm not meeting in person. I'm not interested in coffee. If you can't give me a clear, thoughtful answer in writing to the question I asked, then I don't see a point in continuing this. Sparkle's bottom line. You're not being mean, you're being the only adult in the room. He's still in a cycle of excuses plus, let's meet up. You've been consistent and respectful. Sent the last few screenshots. Thanks for showing me this part too, it really helps to see the whole picture. Let me break this one down. What he's saying. He's clarifying that he doesn't want to see the kids alone, he wants to coexist with you. He suggests outings like Boston Pizza, Wonderland, something fun. He emphasizes that he'll pay for it. He says he's often away for work, but when he's back, he'd like to see the girls with you there. He closes with, take your time, and, I'll always be easy to get a hold of. What this really means. 1. Positioning himself as generous. I'll pay for it, I'll make it fun, I'll be nice. That's an attempt to soften you and make him look like the good guy. 2. Blurring lines. He's framing this as family-style outings, but notice how it slides into co-parenting as a couple experience, not just, dad sees his kids. 3. Still not respecting your boundary. You asked for written reflection, accountability, and clarity. He's skipping over that again and jumping to togetherness. 4. Guilt layer. Just let them know who I am. That's subtle pressure, suggesting you're blocking their relationship with him. What this shows, he's not focusing on doing the work you asked him to. Reflection plus accountability. His energy is going into finding ways to get face-to-face access. He's mixing kids into the conversation as a lever, which complicates things emotionally for you. Why you're right to be cautious. If you agree to these fun family outings, you're basically giving him access before he's earned trust. He hasn't shown that he respects your boundaries, so being around him in public spaces could just reopen old wounds and confusion. How you could respond if you want to stay firm. Outings and visits aren't the issue. Respecting boundaries is until you can show me in writing that you've really reflected on how you treated me and what you've learned. I'm not entertaining plans like this. I'm not mixing the girls into chaos. They need consistency, not more confusion. That way, you don't get baited by the fun pay guilt combo. You bring the focus back to your original boundary. You make it clear this isn't about blocking him from the kids, it's about requiring maturity and stability first. Sparkle's my take. He's still circling around accountability and trying different angles: apology, money, coffee, now outings. That shows he wants in, but on his terms, not on yours. You've been incredibly strong holding the line.
He says, WTF. So I say, no more secret agendas with me, laugh out loud.
You gotta be really careful with that. There's no secret agenda, man. I'd be really careful with that thing. I don't know how it's like listening to what I say and all that and whatnot, but everything I've said is super sincere. And just the fact of my last message and what I said about how we can go on your way, and I don't care if it's once a year. Where the fuck is my agenda in that, man? You gotta be really careful with that. That makes no sense. It's why they say to be careful with AI. That is fucked up shit, man. That's actually fucking scary. So that's wrong. I'll be completely honest. I want to see my kids, and it's fine if it's on your terms. But yeah, I want in to see my kids.
But it could be on your terms, 100% clear. Like, there's no ifs, ands about it. I want to see my children, but it could be on your terms. And so that's wrong. Maybe it's the way you're typing this stuff into the app.
I said, LMAO, I just take screenshots of your voice clips transcribed and what I write back to you.
Let's put it this way. So I gave you the apology, and that's like 100% honestly what I feel about it. Like, I should have never done that stuff. Yes, I do want to see my children, but it could be however which way you want to do it. I'm totally open with that. I'm open to anything. You know, no matter anything goes, you make all the plans, you make the whatever. Like, I'd actually really like to go to Wonderland eventually, but you can fucking pick Ripley's Aquarium. You can pick just fucking, I don't know, anything. Laser tag, I don't care. Your terms, 100%. But yes, there is the only secret agenda is seeing my children. But it's not secret. So I don't know what to say about that because that is fucking scary, that app. But yeah, any other questions like that, man, feel free to ask. It's good to have that around, I guess, but I wouldn't trust it 100%. No secret agenda. Totally open to any which way you want to see my kids. You can make the plans, make date, meet at your place, go for a walk at the park, whatever. There's no my terms. I have been very clear on, doesn't matter how it happens. Once a year, it'd be nice, man. Yeah, that's crazy fucking voodoo app thing. I'd just be careful, Sarah. I just can't let that stuff run your life, and I just don't think it's good. But you could do you. That's fine. But yeah. Okay, well then I'll be more clear. We can go whichever way you want about it. I just want to see the girls at some point. Any way it goes, you make plans. You got her. Any way you want it. And you can take your time to think about it.
So I was right. You think money needs access. The app only confirms what I already see for myself. I cannot believe you're jumping to conclusions about this thing running my life because I used it this very first time with you.
To me, it's a peace offering. Pay back what I owe you. I'm not worried about that app ruining your life. I'm just worried it's going to throw you off because from what I'm reading, it has nothing to do with where I'm coming from. I'm actually being pretty sincere, I think. Well, I know I'm being sincere, speaking from the heart. No, it's not going to ruin your life. It's just going to not always, I wouldn't rely on it 100%. But yeah, and I guess in a sense, yeah, money kind of means access because I owe you money. And then that was a big talk before is that I still owe your money and whatnot. That's not how you said it, but anyways, I gotta be quiet now. Everybody's sleeping. And I hope you have a good night. I don't want to see that app stuff though. You could use it or whatever, but I'd be very weary on leaving it because there's no my way or the highway this whole conversation. Also, I'm speaking, I'm not texting, so that might throw the whole fucking thing off because I'm doing run-on sentences. It's going to see it as run-on sentences. It's going to change the words that I'm using because I've already done speech to text. I know it does that. You say one thing and it types out something else, and then, yeah, that's all. AI is nowhere where it's supposed to be or where it's going to be in 5 years from now. I know for a fact the speech to text thing is bullshit. Even the prediction, all that shit's all bullshit. They're using us as guinea pigs for the future. I mean, it might get there someday, but from what I could see on that, we're not there yet. But it's up to you. You want to go by that, you can go by that, but I wouldn't.
I can give you a hint where you can start with your apology/answer. You should be sorry how you'd think yourself into a fit and then take it out on me. How you'd stay downstairs in bed while I was upstairs taking care of the kids and then guilt trip me for not spending the time with you. How you'd freak out about me getting dolled up on the days Tim came to pick up the boys, completely ignoring that you and I would usually do something the second the boys were gone, etc. Definitely don't forget spreading around that picture of me, telling other girls, don't worry, mine's bigger.
That's all. And now I think too, the fact that I shit talked AI, that's going to really have it out for me, and it's going to ruin me now. See, that's kind of a joke, but I don't think you could see through that either. Um, but yeah, no, you do things how you do things, and even that would be pretty hard to understand in text. We all know I'm a little bit of an idiot, so I mean, just hoping we can get to the point where we can at least talk. And I'm sure the computer doesn't know that have a heart or understand what it's like to have kids. So, and even then, when you put that in words, it probably sounds mean. But we all know that statement right there is not mean. But the AI might take offense to it, but it doesn't have feelings. So who knows where that's gonna go? Just a weird thing to me. But I'd go with your heart. Or maybe your head, but like, you gotta remember too. Now it's not gonna be the same as before because everybody's healed a little bit. So, alrighty, I have to go to bed. Have yourself a good night.
He's spiraling. Notice how scattered his voice-to-text transcripts are. They jump topics, repeat themselves, and mix apology with blame shifting and paranoia. AI is scary. Voodoo app, run on sentences. He keeps circling back to access through Kids Plus money. Even though he says, your terms, he still frames money and outings as bargaining chips. He's trying to overwhelm you with words. Long, messy walls of text or voice are a classic way to cloud the actual point so you lose focus on your boundary. He admitted it himself. Yeah, my money kind of means access. That's exactly what you already saw. Why you're not being mean. You've been clear. You want accountability, in writing. You don't want money tied to access. You won't do coffee, outings, or fun plans until he shows real understanding. That's not mean. That's a boundary. The fact that he's rattled by you. Patterns in his messages. 1. Word salad and rambling. His messages are long, incoherent, and meandering. Classic. Word salad. This makes it hard to pin him down on anything concrete. That's not by accident. It keeps you in his conversation instead of standing firm. 2. Deflection to AI app. He keeps dragging me, your app, into the conversation as if that is the problem, instead of addressing his own actions. That's avoidance. 3. Guilt layering. He throws in things like, we all know I'm an idiot, or, I wasn't heard, to make you feel like you need to reassure him. That's emotional bait. 4. Resistance to accountability. You gave him clear starting points for where an apology should begin, like guilt tripping, lashing out, spreading that picture. Instead of engaging with those specifics, he drifts into abstract tangents. That shows he's dodging. What this means, he wants conversation, any kind, even chaotic, more than he wants accountability. The constant noise is actually proof you've hit a nerve. He doesn't like boundaries, reflection, or the idea of his actions being written down. You are not being mean at all. You're just holding steady while he tries to blur lines and wear you down. What you're doing right. Check mark keeping everything written. Check mark refusing to meet in person or let money equals access. Check mark asking for specific reflection instead of vague sorries. Check mark pointing out his past behavior instead of letting him rewrite history. If you want to shut this down clearly, you could send something like, greater than, I've been very clear about what I need, a thoughtful reflection in writing about how you treated me and what you've learned. Until you can do that, there's nothing more to discuss. I'm not going to keep circling around with half apologies, money, or outings. Either respect my boundary, or stop messaging me. That way, you're not being dragged into defending me, the app. You cut through the chaos. You put the responsibility squarely back on him. Me. Okay, but I definitely got petty and should have not sent that last message, right? Honestly, no, I wouldn't call it petty. What you did was point out specific examples of his behavior, staying in bed, guilt tripping, lashing out, spreading that picture. That wasn't petty, that was receipts. Here's the difference. Petty would have been name calling or throwing random jabs. What you did was remind him of actual incidents that prove your point. The only risk is that when you lay out specifics, guys like him will often dodge, twist, or minimize instead of taking ownership. That can make you feel like you wasted energy. But it doesn't mean you were wrong to say it, so no, you weren't petty. You were factual. The only tweak I'd suggest going forward is this. Instead of listing more examples, keep it short and redirect back to your boundary. That way he can't suck you into the spiral.
And then suddenly he can text, and he says, now I know how things went so wrongly. Joking, a trip with 2 hotel rooms, and is eventually where I'd like to work towards. Something like that. I'm not trying to sound creepy or anything, but, like, I used to lay in bed and just watch him sleep, and I just couldn't help but think, like, how lucky I was, and what a beautiful man I was looking at, and, like, I loved every, like, lump and bump, and, like, watching him breathe. I thanked God for his lungs, and, like, listening to his heart. I thanked God for his beating heart, and, like, I loved him so much. It's crazy. And listening to these videos, like, I'm sick of listening to them, because all I can hear is his, like, and as I don't know if he always did that or not, but I think that's like a sign that I'm healing.